Hello and welcome to the first Brightening Barrow podcast. Today we're going to be talking about COVID, we're looking at the exam U-turns, and we're finishing off with some good news stories. So, how have we been keeping ourselves busy throughout lockdown then? I know for me, I definitely found it very difficult to find things to do. I ended up restarting guitar because I started that years ago. I've had all this time, so I've had to pick it up and something to do. Have either of you started or re-taught yourself a musical instrument?
I have actually. No, you haven't. I've actually started listening again to older music from my childhood, as a younger child, and I've actually taken an interest in drumming now. So we're learning just on tables and air drumming right now, but we're getting there.
Brilliant. So you'll be forming a band then, will you?
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well.
If you're interested, hit me up. We'll make a band.
Yeah, okay, we'll make a band after this then. Right.
Are there any other hobbies that you have taken up?
I've been learning German a little bit because I did it at school and I forgot it all, so I've been doing it again.
German is a fun language.
It's very good, yeah. It's also very hard, so...
Yes.
Planning to go to Germany then?
I went there on a school trip and it was pretty nice, but I don't know when I would go, but I might do.
Either of you taken part in any virtual meetings with the clubs and societies that you used to be involved in before lockdown?
Yes.
What have you been doing?
I am part of the Army Cadets. Basically, we've just been doing our lessons online, but also out of lesson-wise with other members from the cadets. We're having a chat, just having a laugh, keeping together as a unit of friends, but also family, if that makes any sense.
No, definitely. But very important to keep in contact with everyone that you know, especially in times like these.
Yeah. How about you two?
Well, I've been taking part in virtual ringing meetings with local towers and the Lancashire Association, which has been certainly interesting with the problems that technology can bring, and the platform that we use has a server in the US, which is not fun. So now that lockdown's starting to ease, what sort of thing would you suggest to other people? What would you say for someone who hasn't done very much because we've been in lockdown, obviously? What would you say? What's the first thing you'd say go and do? What would you suggest?
Probably meet your family again. Go out activity? On a day out with your family.
Nice day out in the lakes?
Maybe, well, you could go to the park. Go for a meal. Just use that time as the bonding time that you've missed during lockdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do we know anybody through lockdown that has tried to improve themselves in a positive way? And if so, how have they done it?
My mum has lost a lot of weight doing a swimming world. So they've been having like virtual meetings and weigh-ins and stuff, and she's lost quite a lot of weight.
Yeah, because Sally, now's the perfect time to get yourself out how you want to be, because you've got not much else to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, places have started opening, so doing things like exercise to keep yourself fit has become a lot easier now. The Nuffield Health Centre, the gym, but that's reopened, so you can get out there, you can get back to the gym, you can do whatever you do at the gym. I've not been. Try a little bit. Started better than I expected, had it. Obviously, there are lots of food places, which has been really great with the Eat Out to Help Out scheme, and that's coming to end soon. So if you haven't got out and you haven't used it, you really want to be getting out.
Yes.
Is that not finished now? Because it's
Going off from that, how about keeping ourselves sane during lockdown? Keeping themselves sane, an example, going to the park with friends, whoever, socially distancing, obviously, or not if you live with them. But that could also help improve yourself in a positive way. Walking about. If you're out for a long time walking, you start to see changes.
Oh yeah. Now, whilst it's great to go and exercise, it's also great to go out with your friends if you're bubbling with them, or indeed your family. Go out and see one of the new films that are coming out, as the View Cinema opened yesterday. So that's great if you want to go see any of the new films, or indeed any of the films that they're showing anyway.
There are a lot of new films that have come out this year.
Yeah.
Coming out, new films.
there's new Star Wars or something, isn't there? Or something. I have got an advert for it.
Yeah, it's the
Oh
last
no, it's not. It's
one in it.
no, not Star Wars. What's the mutant thing? The X-Men.
X-Men. Really?
Yeah, which I thought was a bit weird. New Mutants, I think it's called.
Tell you what's a good thing to watch, in case you're bored. I think this is the right one. It's called Underwater. It's got Kristen Stewart in it. It's very, well, I don't know how to describe it. Obviously, they're underwater. It's like space underwater. And you're attacked by something. But that's a good thing to watch. I recommend that highly.
My mum said The Fall's good. That's on Netflix. If you've got Netflix.
Yeah, so no matter what your interests are, there'll be a film for you.
Yeah. Or program.
Obviously, with the lockdown being at the time it was, a lot of people weren't able to go to school, and I'm sure that either you didn't do exams or you know somebody that didn't do exams. So this in itself was certainly a very turbulent time if you've kept the news. Now both the A-level and the GCSE results have been released in the new U-turn, scrapping the old algorithm. What do we think of the algorithm then? As students who should have been doing our GCSEs, what do we think?
Not very good.
No.
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 No, it wasn't liked. I'm fairly sure the person who was in charge of all that was told repeatedly by lots of different people, including the public, that it wasn't going to work. Only after the disaster in Scotland and the A-level one did they decide to reverse it, which affected the A-levels and the GCSE results. Meaning that overall there was a new high in the results, with a 99.6% pass rate in GCSE, which is a rise from last year. On the side of A-levels, 80.4% of girls got an A star to a C grade, and 75% of boys got the same A star to C grade, which again is brilliantly good news, despite the disaster with the algorithm and a lot of pupils getting downgraded. That's all been solved, so anyone who should have done the exams has now got results that they should be happy with. And even if they're not happy with it for whatever reason, I think you can still resit them. And also, if you just haven't done that well, there are plenty of places to help, such as Inspira, yeah?
Yeah. Also with that, you can appeal the exam results. So I think it's the way we got our grades was what our teachers thought we should have. But I think if you appeal it, is it something to do with actual test examinators or whatever they call them to re-go over the test. I think it's something like that to see if you got the actual right, grade that you got. So if you're not happy, you can either resit them or just get them appealed.
Yeah.
Were you happy with the results she's got?
I definitely was, yeah.
I was pretty happy with mine. Yeah, thought they could have been a bit better, but
Yeah,
they're all right.
For those people who didn't do so well, if you'd applied to Furness College, the head, Andrew Wren, had said, there's a place for you here, which means that no matter what, it's an unconditional offer, which is great news for everybody applying to that.
yeah. Because you can resit in college. I know Furness College does it. I don't know about other ones. I'm guessing it's the same. Maths and English is something that you do anyways.
Yeah.
So even if you thought, oh, it could have been better, you're still going to redo it. And apparently it is a lot easier to do English, maths, all those subjects in college because they teach it a different way. So it should be an improvement, if that's the right word, but you get happier.
So, shall we do a wrap-up of what we've talked about, and then we'll look at our good news stories?
Yep.
So, that now that some COVID restrictions have lifted, you can go out, you can see people, obviously still social distancing or a bubble.
There's a light at the tunnel with the exam U-turn, and in the near future you'll be able to sort them out.
There's lots of things you can do to improve your mental health in lockdown.
Now we move to our good news stories. First up, we have the Dock Museum receives the TripAdvisor Choice Winner 2020, which is great news, especially as we haven't been able to get there many places, but this will certainly big up Barrow and the Dock Museum.
Yeah, more than 400 people in hospitals governed by the University Hospital of Morecambe Bay, Furness General, Westmore General and the Royal Lancaster Infirmary have been discharged after recovering from the coronavirus, which is a very big improvement because they've overcome it, which also shows that it can be helped and that it isn't a lost cause if you get it, so you should be okay.
Simon Fell is hopeful that the government will help the Barrow High Street after nearly a dozen shops closed in the past year.
And if you're a fan of museums, the Beacon Museum will be reopening on the 29th of August at 10 a.m. If you'd like to read more on these news stories, they were all found at the Northwest Evening Mail website.
Thank you for listening to our first podcast of Brightening Barrow, where we aim to brighten Barrow one stream at a time.
Great, and you can find us on Twitter at BrighteningB, Facebook at Brightening Barrow, Instagram at Brightening_Barrow, or drop us a message on our email, brighteningbarrow@gmail.com. Bye.
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 If you have any suggestions of topics you would like us to talk about in the future episodes, have something you would like us to read out, or have any personal stories you would like to have featured, then please feel free to contact us.
Oh, and some stories.
Should you not just not read what she's written at all?
I did, but then I forgot. I've got an extraordinary bad memory. I'm rubbish at remembering things.
That's why she wrote it for us.
Yep, I'm confusing the day.
26.
Yeah, I know it's the 26th. I know it's Wednesday, but I'm confused. I don't know. I'm just confused in general. It's spelling English is part of this. Irony. 27%.
It's so hard to draw on computers.
Why are you getting
Well,
confused?
no, because it'll be the end of August. It'll be September next week, I think.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay. In that case, I hope you've used the Eat Out to Help Out scheme, which has been running throughout August on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Hello and welcome to the No, That's the Wrong Thing. Don't matter. When I do this sort of thing I'm used to doing, learning in lockdown. The something entirely different.
Nope, not that.
I'm in that mindset. How have we all been coping with the lockdown?
It's been all right.
Very good.
What have you been getting up to then to keep yourself busy? Well, thank you for asking me.
Oh,
I've been thinking of working. Oh, have you? Oh, that random person that's filling in because nobody else is talking.
Could go swimming.
And that's
it's just
possibly all we've got.
you could go swimming. In Barrow, and we've been doing a lot of our lessons online. Yep, doing things. What was that?
What's that noise?
The phone.
Answer.
The phone that I'm sitting next to does a very, very loud ringtone, and it's really weird. So I was just obviously still social distancing or a bubble.
What?
Recap it. I said one thing, someone else says something else.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
Sorry.
What we talked about? Screen. Share.
Have you done it? Are you doing it?
I'm pressing share. Nothing's happening. It's a bit slow. It's a very slow computer. We had to take it apart and put it back together to update to Windows 10.